Hey y'all, Lily here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all how I go about sublimating my air fresheners and a few mistakes I made along the way. Should you have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comments down below and I will do my best to assist you in the best way possible. With that being said, let's get started. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to start with is getting the size of the air freshener correct. There are a couple ways to go about this. So for this one, I went ahead and measured my air freshener. So right here, you would kind of just go based upon whatever size your air freshener is, and you would create the size of that. Since I already have mine created, I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this one so that way I have the front part and the back part of the air freshener. So this is the design that's going to go on the front part of my air freshener. So I'm just going to go ahead and center that correctly. Centering is very important because if it's a little bit off, it is very noticeable, especially on a squared background. And then we can head over to the color tab, and here we can change the background to any color that you'd like. Alright, and for the other side of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just place this text. I'm not going to measure it, that way you can see what happens if you don't measure it correctly. The little hole on the air freshener is very important, so if you want your design, make sure you kind of measure it within that little hole. So this way no important part of the design is ever removed or cut off. And in this clip, I'm just going to go ahead and print out my designs. I'm going to just do this like I normally would do it. If you would like to go ahead and pause this video to see what settings that I'm using, you can go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so here is the clip of my design being printed out. I am using my Epson 2720 along with sub paper. I will leave those in the link in the description box below in case you would like to pick some up. Sublimation does take a few minutes to print out, so just be very patient with this process. Alright, so here is a close-up of what the design looks like. These colors do print way differently than they look right here. You're going to see how bright and vibrant they adhere once pressed. Now I'm heading over to my heat press. I'm setting that to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what my air freshener calls for. Always make sure that you read the instructions that come with your blanks whenever you are going about pressing them. I like to pre-press my air freshener. That way I can get the correct pressure settings. This one calls for like a medium to light pressure. Anytime that I'm sublimating, I always like to lint roll it because nothing is worse than little pieces of lint turning into like blue or black when pressed. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some butcher paper. I like to place butcher paper underneath my air freshener and then on top of the air freshener, just to protect my heat press and the air freshener, anything from getting ruined. Alright, now I'm going to get my design. I'm going to place the air freshener on top of that. Now make sure we align this part. This part does take a few minutes. Once I have it centered to my liking, I'm just going to go ahead and grab some heat transfer tape and then tape the back of the air freshener to the part of the butcher paper. I'm going to be very generous with the amount of heat transfer tape I use. I do this because if it moves during the pressing process, it creates kind of ghosting marks, and that's not what we want. Once it's all taped down, this is what it looks like. Well, this is what mine looks like after I tape it all down. I'm just going to go ahead and flip that over onto a piece of butcher paper and then place a piece of Teflon sheet over that to protect my heat press in case any ink decides to bleed through. I normally press it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds, but for informational purposes, I press this one at 350 degrees for 60 seconds, and later on in the clip, we'll see what it looks like. So this is what this side looks like. A little bit later in the video, I will show a close-up comparing the front and the back. Okay, so my heat press is now heated up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to go ahead and just repeat the same step on the next one. On this one, I didn't measure anything, so we're going to see how it turns out. I'm going to go ahead and just speed through this portion of the video. I'm just going to tape everything down, and I'm going to press this one at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. So in this next clip, I'm going to show you why heat settings, pressure, sizing, and everything is very important when creating your design. Alright, and they are all done now, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab this and show you the text part of the design. Do you see how it has missing text right there where the air freshener hole is? So that's why it's very important that we size everything and that we make sure that our design is accurate to the size of our air freshener. And then here we have a close-up of the other side of the air freshener. If you can see all around the edges, there is like white to where the ink didn't adhere correctly because of the incorrect heat settings. The back did adhere correctly, but the front did not. There is a bunch of white spots missing all around the edges. Alrighty y'all, I hope this video was helpful. If I did miss anything, feel free to comment down below. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below and I will do my best to assist you. I do have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you would like to go follow me over there, I would greatly appreciate the support. Thank you so much for watching.